Get the bag, King Walker.
What's up, LFG fam? Welcome back to another review. And today we got for you guys Percy Jackson and the Olympians, the Disney Plus exclusive. They brought back Percy Jackson. I didn't remember where the original Percy Jackson was from, like the movies and stuff, but that was made by Fox, and obviously they got acquired by Disney, so they brought it back as Disney. But yeah, so let's get straight into it. Reviews, LFG. You guys are right here off rip. We'll start with Jet here. Let's start with Jet. What'd you think of the show, Jet? Coming off of just watching the show, you haven't seen the movies. This was just straight off the show. What you think?
So yeah, like J Mac said, I knew nothing of Percy Jackson when me and Codes did the fucking review of the trailers. I knew nothing. Went in blind. And yeah, Percy Jackson as a fucking series is dope. That shit is dope. I liked it a lot. I had one problem, so I can't give it the 5. I'm gonna go 4 stars, but yeah, I liked it a lot.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm shocked.
I'm shocked too. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Okay, Codes, go ahead. Where you at with this?
So you said 4 out of 5. That is surprising as hell. Obviously we're finna get into this, and for a full disclaimer, like my only knowledge of Percy Jackson was the movies. I didn't read no books. I knew there were books. I didn't read the books. So my knowledge about what happens in like the comparison from the book to the movie, the translation, I don't know the differences. I just know what I saw in the movies. And from this, not comparing it to the movie, but from watching this alone, it's like a 2-star to me. Yeah.
Wow. This dead before you went 2. You're the Percy Jackson fan. This was 2 stars for you.
We're gonna get into it.
Okay.
But I'll explain.
Okay. And then I'm in Cody's boat. I didn't read the books. I just watched the movies, and I went and rewatched the movies after watching the show to see what was different and what did they pull, what did they didn't use, stuff like that. I'm at a 4 stars. I am at a 4 stars with this one as well too. I thought this was well done. They give it more time to flesh it out. Obviously it's a show. You're going to have more time. You're going to have more character development, more opportunities to take advantage of the lore. And just real quick, I am a huge, what is it? I'm blanking, bro. The Athens, Greece, type of lore with Zeus and all them.
Yeah,
Greek mythology, bro. I'm a huge fan of that stuff. Anything really with gods and demons and angels. I like that concept, and I'll watch anything with that. So, but yeah, I thought this was a good show. I thought they did it really well. I'll see what you guys struggled with or your points against it, and let me see if I can get on board with it, because I can't remember.
I might lean to the 3, but crazy. I feel like the 2 is a stretch, but I might be leaning to the 3. But Justin, you want to go first with that negative that you had on your mind?
Yeah, so like I said, I had one thing, and it started in the first episode, honestly, and I was trying to see if I could just shake that feeling, and I really can't. And this is going to be kind of hard to explain, I feel like, to where like everyone maybe understands, but there's just something about these shows that come out on Disney Plus where they just like they all kind of feel the same, and they feel kind of, I don't want to say like rated PG, I guess, but there's just like,
I know what you're saying. Yeah, I get it.
I feel like a story like this where it's like gods and monsters and stuff like this and stuff like that, it could have really been elevated by like more I guess just adultness, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't really know how to put it in terms.
Before you move forward, and for anybody watching, you got to remember, we have not read these books. So if you're going to come at us and say, well, that's how it is in the books, I don't want to hear that. We're just going off of what we see and how we're taking it.
And cuz like and this isn't something that we just, watched for the first time. Like our first show on Disney Plus or whatever. Like especially me and J Mac, like we've been through all the Star Wars shows and then coming back to Codes, we've been through all the Marvel shows, and it feels like all of these shows are just shot on the same type of camera, and and they're just kind of like made by the same director. It just I don't know. If it felt like a Disney Plus show, I guess is the best way that I can describe what I'm trying to say.
I think we got to remember though, Disney Plus is always going to do it like that. It's a family streaming service. It's not going to get anything. If you want that grown up
but
type
then
of
there's Echo, and then they're about to do Daredevil.
yeah, we saw how Echo and they're mature, like for no reason they have that mature rating or none. Like, come on, that was pointless. That was Disney's mature, and that wasn't that mature. So yeah, I think they're gonna stick to Hulu, and if you guys want more adult stuff, go watch the Hulu stuff because that's where they throw their more adult oriented type of themes on there. But yeah, for the show, real quick, I thought it was done well. I don't know if it's, and this isn't all the time, but in most of the time, child actors for me are just not it. Sometimes, it's really hard. Yeah, it's really hard to see them. And like I said, it's not all the time. There's some child actors that'll give you their performances and shit, but most of them it's just a little hard to get on board with. And it had that tone, like maybe a little bit of Jet was saying. But other than that, I thought everything else was fine. They did things better here than they did in the movies, in my opinion. And we'll get into that once Cody goes. But yeah, so that was, I think, my only gripe. Besides that, I think I enjoyed the show for the most part. Go ahead, Cody.
All right, so to add more to the child actors, of course they don't have that many roles. Of course they're new to acting. Of course it would, like, for instance, the actors in the movie, obviously, because like I know a little information about the book. So obviously in the books they are kids. They're meant to be kids and not like teen to adult. So yes, that's the difference in the movies, but it resonated more, I guess, because like when you see a older person acting, doing stuff like this, you kind of like you get a better feel from the actors. And like I'm saying, it's not, I don't even think it's the kids' fault. Like like Justin said, it had that Disney Plus effect to it. So with the kids, it just felt even more like a PG type of thing. And like it didn't, like, I'm not saying it didn't sit right, but I couldn't really get into like the actors like that. Like when I saw Annabeth, like, it just, anytime she had like one of those serious monologue type things to say, it just didn't feel serious to me. Like it just, like I said, I don't think it's her fault. I just think it's just the combination of Disney Plus and the kids. It just didn't, that was that. And then like, as far as the watching it goes episode by episode, like I said, it looks like it could really be successful. But like Justin was saying, they should have added more. Like it just felt like a lot of just wandering around and dialogue. Don't get me wrong, there was a couple cool like shots here and there, but like it didn't feel like much was going on besides their journey. Like they didn't really have that much like complications besides like the demons that were chasing them. But that was like what, for like one episode, and after that it was done. Like I just felt like I needed more out of it. And from what I remember from the movie, because I do need to rewatch it, what I remember from the movie, I felt like I was enjoying the movie like mostly the whole way through, because I got not attached, but I got into the characters pretty early because of like, I don't know, they just felt cool to me. Like the kids don't really feel cool. They just feel like normal random kids. I don't know how to explain that, because you go to the camp in the movie and I feel like it felt dope. You felt like you wanted to be there, but then you go to the camp in the show and I'm like, this just seems so like an elementary school and kids are bullying each other and stuff. It just felt awkward. But yeah, it's just like as the episodes kept going, I wasn't really interested in what I was watching. Like, yeah, I knew I'm gonna like it, like, because I think Percy Jackson is dope, but it just wasn't sitting with me. And that's why I was dropping it. I feel like 3 would probably make more sense because it wasn't bad, but I wasn't into it.
Before you go, J-Mac, I remember one time, and it was kind of because I barely finished the series, so it's really fresh with me. But that last fight, when he's like, and he's like first one to draw blood.
Yes.
And he cuts him. I was like,
they didn't show blood.
Where the hell's the blood? Like it was just I don't know. But I said that first point, and really my only negative that I can really think of, because I don't really have any negatives. Like I was fresh to the story, and so every like kind of like backstab or like twist in the story, I didn't see coming because I didn't know it.
Oh, I forgot.
And
yeah, he doesn't know that. Yeah, go ahead.
That's why I was really curious to see where your strong points of giving it a 4, just because I know a lot of mine is just that engaging with the story of Percy Jackson for the first time. Like, it's dope. It's a dope ass story. So yeah, I'm really excited to hear the compare and the contrast of the previous movies.
Okay, well, there you guys go. That was our sweet little short review before we get into the spoilers and maybe movie comparisons and stuff like that. So if you guys haven't seen the show, I do recommend go watching the show, especially if you're a Percy Jackson fan. I think you'll have a good time with it. I know we kind of talked about the negatives, and I'm going to go more into the positives now and what I did like and what was better here than the movies, and in my opinion. So yeah, if you guys haven't seen the show, go check it out. Pause this, come back to this so you can get our full thoughts on that. So without further ado, though, let's get right into here. And the positives for me, like I said, aside from the child actors, I think the story, they had more time to develop in the movie. It was a faster pace. And I don't know if maybe that's what you liked, Cody, more on the movies and stuff like that. It was faster, bro. It was like, all right, camp. All right, done with camp. Go to this quest. All right, we're done. We're going to the quest. All right, we got our little beads. We're good to go. Let's just go. You know, it was faster. Yeah. So I did like spending more time with the characters. The quest that they had to do wasn't those beads in the movie. I don't know if you remember that, or the pearls. I think it was the pearls to get to Hades so that they can bounce out of Hades. They got those. He was underwater, right, when he got those four pearls and stuff like that. I like the way they did it here. And in the movie, it was nothing but pearls, and that was it, and then move on. As for the camp aspect of it, I thought it was pretty cool. We do spend a little bit more time in camp. I did like the addition of the unclaimed. They didn't have that in the movie. Yeah, they didn't have the unclaimed in the movie. So everybody was part of, I think it was Hermes, God Hermes camp. And if you were unclaimed, you'd go there. And then later on, we saw his own cabin, and he's the son of Poseidon. In the movie, he's right away, they know he's Poseidon's son, and he's got his own cabin straight off rip. And like I said, it's just a faster paced movie. So I resonated more with the show. What else? I liked the introduction of Ares, and that was pretty cool to see Edge. His name is Adam Copeland. It was pretty cool to see Edge, Ares.
Dope, he was a cool character.
He did a great job. As for the main plot too of it being Kronos, that's not talked about at all in the first movie. Yeah. Like, that's the second movie type of thing. And I like how they introduced it here so that they obviously have a way of progressing the seasons, and you have a storyline to go out through the seasons. And I thought that was really well done. Hades, and even at the end when we saw Zeus, R.I.P. to I'm forgetting. Do you guys know his name?
Lance Riddick.
Lance Riddick. Yeah, R.I.P. to Lance Riddick. It's a shame he won't, reprise his role in future seasons. But yeah, that was pretty cool to see him do that. What else was better here? I think, like I said, the quest was better. Ares, like, we didn't get no Ares at all in the movie. I thought that was done well here. The betrayal. What'd you think about the betrayal, Cody?
Compared to the movie?
Compared to the movie, yeah.
I'm trying to remember trying to explain the movie a little bit, the betrayal movie, because I know who did it. I just don't remember how they went down.
Yeah, it's Luke. He gives him like the shield, I think is the way he gives it to him. I
remember the shield, and it's in the shield, right?
It's in the shield, yeah, and he gives him the shoes and stuff like that, and there you go. And he's on his way, and then at the end of the thing, it kind of happens really fast in the movie. Like, he drops the shield. Oh, look, there's the bolt. And he just revealed that it's Luke, and that's it. And he starts fighting. We didn't get none of that really in the show. We got one fight scene at the end. So I think it was done a little bit better in the movie, a little bit better, not by much, but I think I did enjoy it here as well. What do you think about the betrayal here in the show?
From hearing that in the show, I will say I did like it because, like I said, I don't remember the movie that well, but he had a reason, and it obviously he did betray him, but it was for an ultimate goal for getting Kronos out, like, because obviously he's Kronos' spy, and I like because did they explain in the movie why the shoes dragging him? Oh, but they didn't have Kronos, so yeah,
they didn't have it in the
whole
movie
thing
either,
with the shoes dragging him down. Like, I like that details and how they made it make sense, and when it came back to him, because he was still rolling with that, and I like the whole way Percy, like, it clicked in his head. He's like, wait, you never told them. I just loved it. Like it was good. It was good. It was really good. I did enjoy.
And
that.
I think I said that backwards. I meant to say the show was done better like here than the movie. Because like you said, the shoes, him giving him the shoes, and then he was dragging him to Tartaros. I thought that was pretty cool. And then him piecing it together. Yeah, that shit was cool.
Yeah, it was dope.
The sword that he had at the end, I don't think we saw that in the movie either. It wasn't there in the movie where he was just kind of making portals, and that's how he vanished out. I thought that was pretty cool.
I don't think we got that. Yeah.
Yeah, and Luke is, I think, more in the movies. He's a bad guy, bro. He's a scumbag. Like he's just doing it just because his dad. You know, they don't like their children. Gods are all selfish and stuff like that. And Luke is more so like he has that, I guess, same mentality, but he's not an asshole like that. He's doing it for a reason.
He's a good guy, but he just got corrupted. Like he doesn't like that. He's like, I can't do this no more.
I gotta say, I was really a fan of that because when they first introduced Luke as a character. This goes back to the Disney Plus thing, but it was a positive because as soon as they introduce him as a character, it's as soon as he gets to camp. And so in my mind, Luke's walking up. I was like, oh, he's going to get bullied. Like, what are we doing? But he didn't. He was a good guy. Yeah. And it turned out to be the other girl that was the bully.
Bullying him.
So that even furthered the twist for me because it was like,
you thought it was her too?
Yeah, exactly.
That's dope.
Yeah, that was done well too. What else was done better here? One thing they had here, and it wasn't until the second movie, was Jason I forget, I'm not gonna be able to pronounce his last name, Matazukis, which was the god Dionysus, who told him to go get him some wine and stuff like that. That guy doesn't appear until the second movie, so that was pretty cool to see that he's already included in here. The centaur was obviously included here. I did like their performances, and I liked the camp director and the god overseeing the camp. I think they did well. That dude's just a funny actor. I mean, Cody likes him in a lot of different stuff, and we've seen him in various movies and shows and stuff like that. So, any other things you guys want to talk about, or plots or anything like that? That you guys can think of?
How did you guys feel about Olympus? Did we see Olympus in the movie?
Did you see Olympus? No. I think the only part we see Olympus is when he's already in like their meeting room. Okay. Oh, and another thing too, the gods are huge as shit in the movie. Like they're just giants.
They're actual,
yeah, they're giants in the movie, and they didn't do none of that. And here, and I like the way they did it here, where Ares was kind of like leaving, and that was his true form, and they're like, "Don't look,"
because that's what I was gonna say. That's probably why they're just doing the human form thing for all of the actual gods, and I think I do like that. That's fine. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
But yeah, how do you feel about Olympus?
Seeing Olympus was pretty cool. Like him actually pulling up, and you can see Olympus and there was like I don't know if it was like a minotaur or some sort of creature in one of the buildings when he was looking off into the distance. I thought that was pretty cool. And then obviously the reveal of Lance Reddick being Zeus was awesome to me. I did like Poseidon's Toby Stevens. I did like his performance as Poseidon. Yeah, he was pretty cool. He was like really heartbroken. You don't really get. I mean, you get a little bit of that in the movie, but in the show, I think it was done a little bit better as well. Like, he's not talking to you. And at the beginning, too, when he's not claimed, that's not in the movie either. Like I said, he's claimed from the beginning. He knows who he is.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. And you see the trident over his head. Cool. They talked about that in the second movie, but they never showed it or anything like that with his brother. No spoilers for the second one. But I thought that was pretty cool. One thing I did like better here, too, than the movie was the creatures, the actual, and maybe it's just because of the times, but the designs of the creatures, of the harpies, and the chimera, I thought those designs looked amazing. I was on board with all those. They looked phenomenal. We didn't get the Hydra, which we got in the first movie, so that was a little bit a shame on that one. That kind of sucks.
Whose Medusa scene do you think was better?
Oh, that was Uma Thurman. This one actually
in the movie they used the reflection on the I think it was a phone or a glass. It was one of the two, but
it was the phone, iPhone. I think. Damn, I think it was done better in the movie. I think that aspect was done better in the movie. It was cooler here, and she has a layer. Jessica Parker. I was going to talk about Jessica Parker Kennedy. I've seen her in various stuff. I actually follow her on Instagram and stuff like that. She's
bro. Is she the chick from The Flash?
Yes, she is.
Bro,
yeah, she's Nora.
Yeah,
bro. I didn't notice. I didn't notice for the longest, and then it clicked. I said, "Oh my god, that is insane."
Yeah, she was. It was cool, but I think it was done. Uma Thurman's performance as Medusa was funnier. I think, and done a little bit better.
I feel like it was.
But
too.
I still enjoyed this one. And like I said, Kronos, I think to me, having him be the forefront and be the villain of this whole story and maybe future seasons and stuff like that, I think is going to benefit them a lot more and have a way to progress. And maybe they're just going off of the books. Maybe that's the way it is in the books, and it makes more sense to do it like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I did like that aspect of it as well.
One thing I wanted to speak on was I like the theme that they had, and if it's in the books, that's a plus. But the whole idea that the gods are just like, this has been going on for so many years, like they're just a bunch of douchebags. It's like you know, their personalities, and then you really see it when you talk to each god. Like they all like have that same mentality, and it takes Percy to either convince you or to just like, you know, like for you to just like, I don't know, you could just see it in there. Like with Zeus specifically, like he knew, he was like, yeah, that's how our family is. We know he's gonna come back. I'm ready for war. I'm ready to win this war. Same thing with when Poseidon showed up and then Poseidon surrendered. He's like, yeah. And then when we come to this meeting, I'm gonna let them know I beat you. Like I just like that they kept up with that.
Yeah, that was done well. That was pretty cool. What'd you guys think of Hades' performance on this one, real quick?
What did did we even get really much of it? It was just more.
No, it was just that scene down there with his mother, and he had her in like gold or something like that. I think it was, right, something like that.
She was something like that. Yeah,
I did prefer the actor in this one as opposed to the movie actor. I thought his performance was better. I did like the movie aspect of, I don't know if you remember this, Cody, where he actually transformed into his like devil form, I guess, if you want to call it that.
I don't remember that.
The very first time we see Hades in the movie, he's coming out of a campfire and he's just, where's Percy? Percy Jackson, where are you? Just throwing fireballs.
Yeah, I remember that.
I did like that aspect. They didn't show it to us on this one, so that was a shame. But I do like overall Hades on this one more. Cerberus. What did you guys think about Cerberus? This is the first time we didn't get Cerberus in the movie at all. What did you guys think about Cerberus?
So, I don't
That
know.
shit was crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. I don't know much about it, but the fact that they chased that little ass ball was crazy to me. She threw it in the
They
water.
made him more like an actual dog. Yeah. I didn't like that it was an actual not a Doberman, a Rottweiler, and they just kind of put 3 heads. I didn't like that design. I wish they would have done an actual design instead of a dog. So that loses a little bit of points for me on that. Cerberus was okay. I think he could have been done better. I've seen him done better in other media.
Grover was eaten. Like, you know, obviously he wasn't bitten. He was swallowed, but like, was he swallowed? I don't know, because
I don't know if he just kept them in his mouth.
That's which is crazy to me, because
yeah, that was kind of
wild.
But yeah, any other thoughts, guys? Anything else you guys can think of?
I thought the best scene to me overall was when he not first, but when he delivers the bolt back to Zeus. Lance Riddick, bro.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. But man, that guy was an actor. I just felt the weight, and it's kind of funny. But when he gets there and Zeus is black, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Lance Riddick did a great job.
Kind of a dick. So like, it's pretty good.
And I think that's different from like he's like you said, he's mean in this one. He's not a good guy. He's a bad god. And in the movie, he just wants his bolt back, man. He's actually listening to Percy at the end of it. And all right, you want Grover back from Hades? I'll get you Grover. Don't worry about it. So they did change that up here. Interesting to see if that was from the books or not. But yeah, Zeus is not the one right here.
So one thing I wanted to touch on, because I just thought about it. So obviously they say to get the god's attention, you need to give what's it called? You have to burn. What did they call it? What's the word? You have to burn something to get the god's attention. Like
shit, I don't know.
If you want, because I forgot what they use a certain phrase. I forgot what they said, but anyways, so they burned something that was precious to them, and then we get the flashback with the mom calling Poseidon, and she grabs somebody's random ass milkshake and just drops a match in that bitch, and he shows up like that. Like, I was like, yeah, I remember that. That's not even like on par with what they said, unless there's a reason, like he's watching over the whole time and then he's just waiting for her to do something. But like, that's not how they explain. They said you need to give something like precious to you, like as an offering, an offering to the gods. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So that's why that threw me off. But like, if he's watching over her, then that's fine. I'm okay with that. But I don't know. That could make sense though. It's his kid, but I don't know. Come on.
Yeah. And then the last point that I do want to bring up here, in compared to the movie again, Percy in the movie, at first he doesn't know what's going on. Like, he can't fight, he can't use his abilities, none of that. But he starts getting sliced up, and then he goes to the water, like we see at the end. That's another thing that was kind of weird too. He goes to the water, and you could hear his dad talking to him, Poseidon. He's like, "Go to the water to heal and to give you powers." After that, bro, Percy in the movie is a demigod, bro. Like, he knows how to use his powers. He knows how to sword fight. He knows how to do everything just because he touched the water. Yeah. And I liked it better in this one where it wasn't like that. Yeah, he had like some skill, but they called back to it. He was training in the woods before that capture the flag. And I did like that, so that wasn't just out of nowhere. He kind of had some training on that. And then I didn't like the aspect of Annabeth's character just kind of pushing him into the water. Like, for what reason? Maybe she suspected that he was Poseidon's son, but I don't know. I didn't like that. That was kind of weird. That was a little weird. I think
she was testing, because remember, she was following him with the cloak on, and then she probably was testing it just to see.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, and like this whole time he's not really that in tune with his abilities and stuff. You see him used a little bit, but not like the movie. In the movie, he's already OP automatically, so I didn't really like that. I liked it done better here. But yeah, that was the last point I wanted to bring up. Anything else you guys think of?
I'm back at a 3 because there was a lot of good things, so I'm back at a 3.
Yeah, I'm ready for season 2.
Yeah, just to anybody watching this, because I know how that first 10 minutes of this video is gonna go. I gave it 4 stars. So I really, really liked it. But there's just like this feeling that all of these shows that are put on Disney Plus just give me, and it's not just Percy Jackson, it's Star Wars, it's Marvel. Like, they all just feel kind of kiddish when I don't think they really have to feel like that. Like, imagine this show, for example, and they did it on like HBO Max. That shit would be crazy. Like, it would just elevate it. But that wasn't enough to like completely take me out of the show or drop it down to less stars. It was really done well. The set pieces were great. I thought a lot of the acting was great. And I guess season 2, we shall wait.
Yeah, season 2. We already know Chrome. I don't know what they're gonna bring from season 2. Obviously, maybe the Golden Fleece. That's the name of the title of the second movie. I don't know if they're gonna actually do that because, like I said, there's a lot of aspects from the second movie that are in this one. The God. What else was in here? Just a lot of different aspects that was already here. But yeah, there you guys go. Let us know down in the comments if you enjoyed Percy Jackson. What did you guys rate it? Make sure you guys drop us a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And in the meantime, keep it locked here to LFG, where we got you covered on anything and everything in pop culture. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.